No, go back in there, bro. Oh, man. And look at that beauty right there.
How beautiful that snake is.
Just hanging out watching some Tyler Nolan. About to hook up my Tarantulas with some new cribs. Stay tuned. Now both of these guys are slings. Well, I don't know if they're guys or girls yet. But they're both babies. One's a fossorial, one's an arboreal. I'm going to set this one up for the fossorial. I know this one looks a little bit big for a sling, but this is the sling arboreal enclosure. It's made so you can pop the top off, and their webs will be at the top, and you won't destroy them. And because this is for the fossorial, it'll be underground, so pulling the lid off the top is not going to bother a web. I'm going to start by getting the substrate ready. Got me some cork bark that I'm going to use in each enclosure. I cut all this off of one chunk, and then I carved down this hide right here. And I'm going to bury partially underground so it can hide up under it. That's going to be a tight squeeze. I might have to trim it up some. But first I'm going to get the substrate ready. So I still got a bucket with some eco earth left from the first tarantula build. Now it was a full bucket, but if you saw from the Repticon video, yeah, my nephew just decided to buy a ball python real quick without an enclosure or any substrate. Luckily I had an extra enclosure at home. I didn't have any correct substrate, but I did have a bucket of eco earth, and it was better than the Aspens. So that's what I went back to Florida with. But I got plenty enough left to do these tiny cribs. Good thing they're just slings. Probably going to start with sand in with it, just so it's a little looser. It looks better that way. I'm going to mix some sphagnum moss inside of it too. Might add a little bit more sand. That's a nice looking substrate right there. Now this being fossorial, I'm going to bring this substrate up about 2/3 of the way to the top. Oh, this is going to be cool. Make sure I make one spot deeper in there. Now, it'll be able to burrow itself, you know, but I started a cave just so it feels natural. And you notice my pronoun game.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I don't know if these are boys or girls.
Once again, ma'am.
But the only way to tell is when they molt.
Yes.
To check their molt. Is the hair too long? Took that much off of it. There we go. Now, block it up a little bit. Take some of these. Well, I'll get it right eventually. First, gotta make it higher in the back. There's a start. So I'm gonna get some sphagnum. My bag of sphagnum is put up in a container somewhere. So I literally just stole a whole bunch of stuff out of Scarlett's enclosure. Don't tell her. I don't think she'll notice. And no, she doesn't have any mites or anything, so I don't have to worry about that. She's a ball python, by the way. Basically just breaking the sphagnum up really small. And then the small enclosure. The big ball goes way too far. In one spot anyway. Maybe do a sprinkle of sand on top for some color. That's not too much. It'll work its way down. Alright. I'm gonna call this one over here done. Put a couple more bigger pieces of sphagnum for some water collection and a place that he or she can drink from. Right along the edge of the cave. If I can get it underneath, so you give a spot for him to drink while inside the cave. Alright. Little sneak peek. This table needs to be refinished so bad that I'm not worried about the sand on top scratching it. The good thing is, even though this is a bigger enclosure, so is the sling. This sling is much bigger than the fossorial one. It seems to be a lot more chill. Not sure how they're gonna like the moving houses, but that's sphagnum. Get some of this charcoal I grabbed. See how deep this is looking. Deeper I make it, it'll be better for right now since it's a baby. So my plan is to take this one, run it up the back, but, oh yeah, I still got a ways to go. The real plan is to glue this one on the back of the lid, so when I pull it out, this comes out. Because I know the webs are going to be attached. And that way the webs stay intact inside the lid. And do another couple inches on the dirt. Okay, so the bad news is I can't find my hot glue gun. All I have is sticks. And my camera died, so I'm using my phone. But because I'm a little person, I'm kind of like MacGyver. So I'm going to make it work. All I need is a little bit of glue to get that to stick. That's why I got a torch. Never done this before, so we're about to see how it works. Might be a disaster. So weird. See how this thing works. Haha. Just like that. Look how it gets clear on the end. It's wild. See if it's hot. No? Check this out. It's clear because it just got a dry skin over the top and it's still liquid underneath. It's dry from a shell on the outside. I just warmed it up, starting to clear up. Starting to fog back up. Let's see how my height is. Check it out. So now the spider will have an anchoring point at the top, because it is arboreal, so it likes to climb to the top of web. So now I can anchor in the top, and when I open the lid up, I can set it inside. It might be in here. So I can do my maintenance, or I can feed it, and I won't destroy the web at the top of the enclosure. So they make these specifically for that reason. But I still didn't know how I was going to decorate it with like an anchoring point with a tree or piece of bark, run it all the way up the back without separating the web. Now I'm sure some web will still separate because it's got these magnets in the bottom, these catch points, and they're on the top and the bottom. So it's likely to anchor its web underneath those and above these, so the bottom will shred when I pull it up. But it'll still have a nice bit of web right there at the top. Alright, so now I just gotta do some sphagnum. Probably drip some over the top of that. I probably should have done that before I glued it in. They'll use the sphagnum like a natural sponge. It'll soak up water and it'll drink from it. I'll be honest with you. This has never been as easy as a hot glue gun. That looks like web's already in there. Yeah. Probably don't get as much on your hand with a glue gun, though. Alright. So far, I'm going to do more in the bottom. But looky there, looky there. Okay, the cribs are done. Fossorial, arboreal. So I sprayed that on the sphagnum, get it nice and wet in there, so they have something to drink off of. But humidity is probably a little bit high right now, so I'm going to let it settle down for a little bit, and I'll come back in later and put them in there. I got to figure out how I'm going to get them in. I'm probably going to turn the lights down so they can be a little bit calmer. And my biggest thing is I don't want them to get loose or my possum will eat them. So I might get some kind of box to set these down inside of and open up their little deli cups inside that box to put them in here. In case they run out of the cup, I can get them in the box and then get them back in the cribs. I'll put a wandering Jew leaf in there just to add some color. It might get annoying with the web. I really like this little fossorial one with a little hide. That was going to be fun. So far, the fossorial one is a little bit wilder and likes to run around when I open up the bin. But once it calms down, I imagine that will be an easier one to feed. Don't have to deal with opening up the lid and messing up a web at the top. But overall, this is a pretty nice setup to have to deal with that arboreal webbing. And you can see why I rounded over this cork bark in the back to give like a little channel behind it in case it wants to hide a little bit more. Now it's for the fun part. Try to get them in their cages. I think I'm going to start with this one first. He's already out on top. Got a trap cup in case he goes on a run. And if you want to know where I got this badass gamecock cup from, I used to do security in the stadium. Got a whole bunch of these. We're going to go with the wild one first. Of course I want to go to the top. There he comes. Out of the cup. Come on, buddy. Why do you want to go after my fingers so bad? Every time I open this cup, he runs after my fingers. Alright, now he's out, free.
Get your underpants! I hate those things!
Right. I lost it. I lost it. Aha! Little jugger. Well, you can quit, didn't you? Right. He's in there. Welcome to your new house. And it is mold free. Just for some reason some mold started developing in the bottom of that one. Let's get rid of it. And this is where I got paranoid that he got out when I turned my head for 2 seconds. There he is. No, he waited for me to watch. No, go back in there, bro.
That's your home! Are you too good for your home?
Oh, man. Come on, dude. Come on. Alright, go back in. There we go. Gotta make sure it's nice and secure. There we go. Wood down. And that was a hard one. I'm pretty sure, I better not speak too soon, but pretty sure this one's gonna be the one that's easy. I might land right there on that branch.
You serious?
Ready? Let's go in your new house. Come on, baby. Right there. Go in your new house.
It's all my fault. I drove Spider-Man away.
You're gonna love it, I promise. These jokers run so much at first. I forgot, I was talking about the other one's gonna be easier. This one's arboreal when it climbs. It's so hard to see its true colors. It's really blue.
Thank you for all your power and your grace, dear baby God. Amen.
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 Huh. Boy, that was fun. Look at that nice web that baby just had to leave. It's alright, she'll make another one. And there you go, 2 sling-sized Tarantula Cribs. By Tarantula Cribs. Look at that big beauty right there. Well, while I'm at it, I may as well show you a video of this one eating. This is the pink-toed tarantula, Avicularia avicularia. I keep the red LED on at night because they can't see the red spectrum. So I realized while editing that I forgot to say what species these are. The fossorial one is a Tarantula salzami, also known as the Brazilian blue tarantula. And the arboreal one is a Carabina versicolor, formerly known as the Aviculera versicolor. Now, because mine are still slings, they don't have all the colors of an adult yet. So these pictures are from an excellent YouTube channel called the Tarantula Collective. If you want to learn more about tarantulas, I suggest you go check them out. I'll put the link in the description below. By the way, this is the current color of my versicolor sling. Not my image, but mine looks just like it. Anyway, until next time, y'all have a good one.